Welcome to Sonic Lost World. I can't believe I'm doing it, but I'm doing a speed run of this game. So over the last month or so, I've spent about an hour a day learning Sonic Lost World somewhat in my own way, but also utilizing the AGDQ 2024 run, or AGDQ 2025 run that Critical Sid, Brandio, and there were two other commentators, I believe. I can't remember their names right now. Learning tricks and stuff like that. By no means am I good. So all three of you that are super hyped that I'm playing Sonic Lost World, feel free to laugh at me and the skill issue you're going to be seeing throughout the game. I'm going to be playing this all week, but I do have a nice backlog, so you will be seeing the first run, which is this one right now, where I'm going to do my best to explain things, but probably ultimately fail because I'm not as familiar with this game as I am with something like PO6, so I'm going to have to focus in if I want to get a somewhat decent time. I will try to explain tricks that, stages that do have tricks that I will not be doing. And speaking of things right now, I just missed a bunch of animals. So, unlike something like Sonic PO6, you actually have to start here from a new game for the 90% wingless speedrun. I will talk about wingless, what the wingless part means at a later time. I think we'll still be okay, though. We don't need too many animals. And because I'm not going to be doing specific skips, I'm going to be able to collect animals here. So, the reason I'm doing this is because one of the goals for the subathon was for me to learn a new Sonic speedrun. I put Sonic Lost World on the poll between, what was it? I think it was Sonic Adventures, Sonic Heroes. There was one other game, and then this game. And, yeah, nobody wanted it, but it was the majority vote for me to learn Lost World. And let me tell you, I did not have fun learning this game. It only really started getting fun about the third week into me playing it, so that's great. But for whatever reason, if you're interested in trying Sonic Lost World for yourself, the two tips I have in terms of the movement is, one, the infinite spin dash, which most people know. All you have to do is after you spin dash, you let go of the left trigger, repress it down. Sonic starts spin dashing infinitely. It's basically a boost, which is really nice. Secondly, one that I learned when I started looking into the game when it came to making a route for it is the spin dash. While you're spin dashing, you get a coyote jump. So if you spin dash off a ledge or something like that, you have as much time as you want to do a jump, and you also get your double jump there too, which we're going to be seeing later in the run. But it's pretty cool. So, again, whatever reason you're deciding to play Sonic Lost World, those are my two main tips for you, I guess. Oh my goodness, but, yeah, I'm gonna have to remember to, do splits as well, because there's no auto-splitter for this game. No hate toward anyone that legitimately likes this game or whatever. I don't like this game. Even after learning how to play it well, I like it more than I did before, but going from I really don't like this game to I don't like this game isn't really much of a step up, now is it? To put my summation of Sonic Lost World into very simple terms, it is a game with a really cool movement system with level design that actively works against you at every waking second. Like, everything in this game just works against you, and instead of finding cool ways to go fast, it basically turns into avoiding a bunch of things. And at least one of the cool things we can do here is a little damage boost right there, so that we don't have to spin all the way around. But yeah, what you're seeing right now, it's a lot of what we're going to be doing in Lost World is just holding the LT button. So I guess if you like boost games, this is kind of like a boost game when you're going fast. And Sonic Team was very much not confident in the parkour system, in that I believe there's only one required time you have to use it, and even then I don't think it's required in Skyroad 1. There's like an Eagle Wisp that you can use to fly over the parkour section. In that there are hidden springs fucking everywhere in this game. And yeah, so, yippee, what's up, a meme, how's it going? I'm gonna do my best to read chat again. I'm very unfamiliar with this game, so we're gonna be having a good time. You're the only one streaming this game right now, so I'm the biggest fan of this game. And it's true. It has to be true. If you didn't know, Lost World way back in 2013 was a Wii U exclusive game. And there were these extra mini games called circuses, which helped you get a bunch more animals, and the animal requirements were really high. When the deal with Nintendo to make the 3 Sonic games exclusive to the Wii U were over, I believe it was this game, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, and then Sonic Boom. What a banger 3 games there. I don't even remember what the Wii U Olympic Games is good or not. I only remember playing the Wii one and the DS Beijing one, but they ported the game to PC, they removed the circuses and lowered the animal requirements. We're going to need a total of 1,900 animals in order to beat the game, and it's not actually going to be an issue, which we'll see when we get to the Third World Tropical Coast. But until that point, we kind of just get to play through the game, yippee. So yeah, I hope that this will at the very least be interesting. Maybe you can watch it once. Again, you're going to be seeing my first run here, and then I'm going to be doing runs all week, and then I'll upload one more run with my PB that'll probably be happening later in the week. But hey, something exciting is I updated the live split. This type of live split in terms of the graphics and stuff is what you'll be seeing whenever I do speedruns now. I think it looks really nice and clean, definitely better than what I had before. And yeah. So, what's up, Haxum? AGQ games list is stacked. Holy shit. I took a little peek at it. Wasn't like super excited. I know a lot of people are excited for the 70-star relay for AGDQ, but PO6 did not make it in, therefore it's not stacked and terrible, and they should feel awful about themselves for not including my game. Because obviously it's the best thing ever made, known to man. And they were obligated to put it on the list, and they just didn't. I can't believe it. There is a 3DS version that is worse than this version. For sure. I know Brandino would probably say no. But I took one look at that Frozen Factory level with the snowball, and I said, nope, that is probably one of the worst Sonic levels in existence. I don't know who King J is. Or maybe I do. But maybe I don't know him as King J. I see out of his interview. Interesting. Has whoever compelled you to play this hot horse shit of the game? I hope you have a good time. Well, it was voted for because this game, the folks who run it say it's actually a cool speedrun, and I actually agree. I think that it is a cool speedrun, but I don't think any person on the planet who's played Lost World and has thought anything after their first playthrough and been like, this game is awesome, I do not think you should learn it, because it took me about 30 hours of playing the game before things finally started clicking. So, I'm blurred out to avoid identity. Nice. Alright, so jumping into Desert Ruins 1 here is that this is one of the longer levels of the game, and it tends to be a lot of people's favorite because it's, like, purely execution-based. There's no skips or anything. Not that I'm doing many skips anyway. There was actually a big skip you can do back in Windy Hill Act 4 that allowed you to skip basically the entire level. You would go out of bounds at the very beginning and then go to the end of the 2D section, because the 2D section is in the same map as the 3D section, which isn't the case for, I think, any other level in the game. They're all separate maps. That's why you see, like, the fade out that just happened right there. But, yeah, what's up, Kylogius? How's it going? What's up, Verge? Good to see ya. Welcome to Sonic Lost World. I practiced the game this morning and got a 130. My hope is that by the end of the week, I'm sub 125. World record is by Critical Sid at a 109. There is no way I'm getting anywhere close to that, especially considering that I'm not doing the, like, 6 or 7, like, huge skips. Honestly, because they're really hard, and I just couldn't bring myself to learn them. If anything, I may, by the end of the week, learn the Windy Hill 4 skip, but that's probably gonna be it. Because, whew, man, I could not bring myself to learn it. I just, oh my goodness, this game is so frustrating because every level just has so many mechanics that actively work against you instead of with you. And the fact that, like, this is, I think, a Hedgehog Engine 1 game, like, watered down like Generations or like Sonic Colors, but it doesn't have that flow of the Boost games, how every action kind of flowed into each other. It's actually a critique I have of pretty much any Sonic game after Lost World, not including Sonic Boom, I guess, is that Sonic has a bunch of different states. They don't flow into each other. It's like, all right, now I'm jumping, now I'm bouncing, now I'm doing parkour, now I'm doing the spin dash. It just doesn't feel good. It's just like, instead of chaining everything together, it's like, oh, I have the boost, and that's a move I can do to chain into other things. It's like, all right, now it's parkour time. All right, now it's run time. It also doesn't help that this game has a run button, which is silly for a Sonic game to have, but here we are. At the very least, the infinite spin dash, whether it's intended or a glitch with the mechanic, I'm happy it exists because it makes this game much faster, regardless. So, that's kind of nice. What's up, Pedrooks? You guys voted for it. People, the folks who gave subs to the subathon and were subs during the subathon voted almost unanimously, like it wasn't close at all, for me to play Sonic Lost World. So, I don't know why anyone's surprised. It was a landslide for me to play this game. So, proof democracy sucks right here. Alright, so something interesting I'm going to be doing here is that there's actually a skip, but I'm not very good at the game, so I won't be doing the skip. I don't actually think the skip in this level saves too much time. Essentially, I think you abuse a weird state in these flower things here to get, not really out of bounds, but put Sonic into his normal falling state, which allows him to fall much faster than he runs down this level. But in not doing that, this level actually has a bunch of extra lives, and I'm going to need to intentionally die a lot in a later level. So, that's kind of interesting, I guess. Love to see the streamer suffer. See, that's the funny part, is that I'm not suffering now. I just did all the suffering off camera because there was no way I was going to stream my attempts learning Sonic Lost World. I have more viewers playing fucking Pokemon Crystal Clear than this, or just Crystal Clear. It's not, Pokemon's not in the title. But the amount of lives I do have is important, and if you didn't know, fun fact about Sonic Lost World, back when the game initially released on Wii U, giving you 100 rings did not give you an extra life. And in fact, I believe it was a pre-order bonus that you could pay money to get a bunch of extra lives when you started the game. And you thought the Sonic Forces Super Sonic paid DLC was bad. That was so dumb. Which doesn't make any sense because there are so many levels in this game that literally shower you in hundreds of rings. So I don't know what they were smoking when they made that decision, but I'm glad they reverted it and in a later patch and on the PC edition. That's not a thing, so... thankfully, 100 rings do get us extra lives here, so lives aren't really too big of an issue throughout the run. Yeah, buy the game early to get 25 lives is insane.
He's gonna make me look bad. I mean, worse.
Bad pre-order bonuses started back in 2013 and we didn't even know it. Oh. Alright, good to know that my clip button is also the spin dash button. That's not a problem at all. So when did I speedrun Lost World? Since the chat voted that this was the Sonic speedrun I was going to learn. Also, don't ask me how the charge homing attack works because I don't know. My inference on the charged homing attack is that it can be charged up to a total of 3 times, except that there are some bosses and enemies later in the game where it can be charged up to 8 times. But the thing is the reticle doesn't change, it just charges up to 3 and then restarts, so you have to be counting how many times you hear the sound effect to know how charged up your homing attack is. It's super sick and cool. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking with it. Did I have time to learn this play RE4R over the weekend? I spent the last month. I spent about an hour to an hour and a half a day. Oh, I also totally missed the split for Act 1 there. No, I can only speedrun one bad Sonic game at a time. But yeah, this is the course of over about 30 hours of me learning how to play the game and spending the first 25 just fucking hating it. It was so bad. Which is why I did it off stream, because I would have just been screaming at my computer. I'll see, Rev. I don't know how interested I am in learning it, to be honest. Again, I say with no disrespect to the people that actually like this game and speedrun this game. I don't like this game, and speedrunning it is just okay. The best time I got pre being on camera was like a 131. So. No. He's been fine. Also, what's up, Real Deal, and what's up, Rev? Welcome to the stream, guys. I don't really think these capsules are necessary. We need 300 animals, and then animals won't be a problem after this world. Speaking of worlds, I do at least remember it being a criticism back when Lost World released that the worlds did not match their motifs. Like, we have this big desert world that's not Sweet Mountain in the desert level. And I want to say that, like, I prefer this the way it is. The reason this is the case is because they ran out of time, so a lot of the level ideas they had for the hidden extra worlds, they were going to put after the game. Only one of them made it into the full game. Oh, I just died. Lol. The reason is that, like, they were going to have a bunch of hidden worlds and not just one hidden world after you beat the game. But they ran out of time, so a lot of the extra ideas just had to become part of the main game. A lot of the extra acts had to become part of the main game. But I prefer it because I don't really want to run through Grass World, Desert World, Ice World, like, again. So I appreciate that there's some silly stuff like Desert Ruins here. With the candy and stuff to break up the monotony of the level themes we've been seeing for the last 50 years of gaming. Or 40 years of gaming. I also need a split. Alright, so there's another skip here you can do. You can make it to where the tornado can pass you, and then it speeds it up, like, really, really fast. I'm not going to be doing that.
You look like a giant blueberry.
Lives are still important at the moment. But they won't be pretty soon here. Right, so we'll collect the capsules since we're just going to be sitting here. What's up, Naylen? Dude, this is Dasami's stream. He's like, hell yeah, Lost World? Finally. It had to be. Are you doing it because you're not good at the skip? I guess I'm not good at the skip because I haven't tried it, so, like, by definition, I'm not good unless I manage to get it once. If I'm not doing a skip, it's because I don't want to, and or I'm just not good at this game, so I'm not going to spend the time to learn it. But I know all the 3 Giga Chads who are screaming at my Lost World play right now because, you know, this was their first Sonic game or whatever, or fuming. I wish you a speedy recovery. I remember that this game was considered polarizing. Like, there were still a lot of people that liked it, and just, opinion on it has sank so hard over the years. Like, it's probably, like, the most, not polarizing, but most, like, perception shift as Sonic Colors, like, both of those games. No, I would definitely say polarizing when this game first came out. Absolutely. In 2013, there were videos, I like Lost World, I don't like Lost World. Like, It was definitely both. But now it's pretty much mostly negative about this game. This was your first 3D Sonic game? Goddamn. I'm so sorry, Philip. But hey, the cool part is I've been working on this for over a month, and it's pretty cool to finally be here and show you guys what I've been working on. So that's neat, at the very least. So this kind of sucks, because Zomon is slow there, and then you kind of have to avoid him. I guess you don't have to avoid him, it just feels bad to get hit by him. So if you didn't know, in Lost World, Sonic has this move when he's parkouring up walls to press the X button and slow down for some reason. Don't know why it's there. The X button has a lot of, like, innocuous moves, like the kick, which is only required, like, once or twice in the game. Additionally, when you're on the ground and you're not holding the run button, if you hold X, he goes into a rolling state, which is just as fast as walking. I don't know, man. It's a bunch of random shit. And maybe it had a use in development, but it definitely doesn't now. What's up, Sly Sonic? How's it going? Even though I'm playing Lost World, if you're a big fan of this game, you're not gonna like it here, because I don't have many good things to say about it. Alright, so I hope you guys really like the music here, because we're gonna be spending a good amount of time in Tropical Coast 1, because this is where we're gonna do our animal farming for the rest of the game. I also didn't want to climb this wall. Yeah, so like I said, we need to get to 1,900 animals, and the easiest way to do that is, you pretty linearly, like, get animals, I want to say, until, like, Sky Road. That's when... Oh, that's too high of a wall. I actually never tried doing the parkour there, but those spouts are just so slow that I wanted to give it a shot. Book Animal Farm. Well, thankfully, we're rescuing these animals, so we're a little bit nicer than that. What's up, Lazanite? Lost World Speedrun. It is cool to be speedrunning an official Sonic game, at least in an official capacity, you know, starting from a new game and stuff. Alright, so this is what we needed all the lives for. There's a huge, like, condensed area of, capsules right here. I think there's 12? Or maybe it's less than that, I don't actually know. I don't keep count, but we're gonna be farming here to, I want to say, 1,000 animals. In my practice runs, I'd farm to 1,100, and I would have about 100 over by the time I got to the end of the game. So I'm only going to farm to 1,000 animals here. And then we have to not game over, but hopefully I can do that. This is near the end of the level. But this takes, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes, I want to say. And the reason I can homing attack into these crab meats here and take damage is because they wanted to put emphasis on the kick move. There are some enemies in this game where the homing attack does nothing unless you kick them first, but it's not, oh geez. But it's not good for the speed run to do the kick move because it pauses the game for some reason. Again, what I was talking about earlier about how this game has just like, you are doing this thing, and then you are doing this thing, and then you are doing this thing, and none of it flows together. The Wisp do the exact same thing. There's like this huge delay when you activate one, and then there's this delay and you get like a word pop up when it's over. It's like, why is that? It was just fine in Sonic Colors. Why are we doing this? Here. Which is silly. But, yeah. At the very least, I can say that I know this game looks very generic, but I think it's an okay-looking game, and it, like, works. Like, I don't really encounter too many bugs, while, like, in my practice of it. Oh my goodness, dude. It's a good thing Sonic learned how to kick. Alright, so what you saw pop up right there, that is the wing power-up. So when you die, I believe it's 5 times in a level, that wing will pop up at a checkpoint. If you collect it, it takes you to the next checkpoint. We will not be using that because this is the wingless category, because I don't know how many levels it is, but the any % category uses that a decent amount, I believe, to skip more, like, awful sections of the game. So any % wingless is the more popular category because of that, because you have to actually play the game, so... I'm so happy that everyone kind of forgot, like, why I'm playing Sonic Lost World, because it's been, like, a month. Well, if I was gonna do a speedrun of this game, I wanted to do the speedrun of the game. No mods, no nothing. And even though the wing isn't, like, a modded item or something, I didn't want to... I felt like it would have been a little bit lame for viewing, just being like, alright, we're gonna die 6 times and then just skip to the next checkpoint. I don't know. I also wanted to do, like, the most popular category of the game, and this is by far the most popular category of the game, so... Alright, I'm gonna say that this is gonna be the final thing, because we're basically at 1,000 animals. Alright. I don't know if it's faster to take the right path or the left path here, I don't really think it matters. But we shouldn't really need to think about animals for the rest of the game. At least that's the hope. I'm gonna be really sad if I'm like 5 animals off by the end of the game, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. Only time will tell, I guess. If I have to, I guess I'll just play like Windy Hill 1 or something. But I hope you're excited, because here's probably my least favorite mechanic in the entire game, is this fucking cloud jumping. It is so slow, so boring, and there is a way to skip it if you want. What you can do is, when Sonic gets hit off that spring, and bounces on the cloud, you have a very small window to initiate a spin dash. The spin dash charge is very weird in this game, as in that it allows you to interact with terrain in very strange ways. The clouds are one of them. If you get the spin dash on the cloud, you can then retain Sonic's normal movement while on the clouds. But you have to do that spin dash every single time you land on a cloud again. And that's just awful. I also realized that my live split is a little bit too tall for the window, so I'm going to have to fix that after this run. Because unfortunately, the game pauses out of focus, because I love it when games do that. I don't think it's frame perfect, but it might be. We're gonna be seeing those clouds 1.5 more times, I want to say. There's one more, like, bouncy section, and then the other time we're gonna be seeing it as a boss fight. Whoa! Boss fight in massive quotations. Look, Daisy. Video over here. Come on, buddy. You got this. It was a sub-goal for me to learn a new Sonic speedrun. It was a vote with the subscribers for the September subathon. I'll say thanks for the subs, but no thank you for voting for this game. There were, I believe, 3 other games that I picked, and this one won by a landslide because I don't know. Alright, so what I can do is this watermelon here can actually squeeze through these totems. Where's the watermelon? It can actually just fit through these totems, but more likely than not, it's gonna break. On probably the right one there, on the left one. So, you gotta do this twice. See, I don't really think Sonic Lost World is a Mario game. It has its similarities to Mario Galaxy, yeah, but it's its own beast, despite it looking like, on the surface, it looks like Mario Galaxy, but Sonic, but I don't know. I really don't think so. I can't remember if I put Sonic Mania on there or not. I believe it was all 3D Sonic games, because that's what my audience likes, especially the Adventure era. But I put Lost World on there for a joke, and I can't lie that I was morbidly curious, because both Gordon and Rev told me that the speedrun was cool. And I believe them. I see the coolness in this speedrun, especially after watching Critical Sid's run at AGDQ. But... oh, I put Sonic 2 on it, that's what it was. It was Sonic 2, Sonic Heroes, Sonic Adventure. Where's the last set? Hello? Right there. Also, I don't believe there's a single level that has multiple wisps. It's like, this is the Rocket Wisp level. Alright, if I'm fast enough here, I should be able to get our boy over to the juicer before he does an attack that's really slow, but I fucked it up. So you can get him to this juicer before he does this little orb attack because he completely stops in his tracks, and it's really cool and you get to wait for him. Editing Stelmo here. I want to stop the vid and give a quick epilepsy warning because the screen flashes pretty severely for a bit after Sonic jumps out of the tube here. I think he fell into the ground. So if you have sensitive eyes, I tried to reduce the pain as much as I could, but you'll definitely want to skip forward about 30 seconds to avoid it. Thankfully, if anything, the boss fights are... That has never happened before. I have no idea what just happened there. Wow. Well, I get to do that level again. That has legitimately never happened before. I have no idea what happened there. So that's cool. I have never seen that either. Nope. Do that. Yeah, that was very strange. Well, I'm glad that was in the first run and not in some random other run. New short unlocked. You know, the shorts are a lot less fun when you guys are like, that's gonna be a short, guys. I called it. Like, why can't we just have fun? But then again, these are the same people who also want to know every single thing about everything before it comes out. So, I guess that's the same principle. Is Lost World, what do you mean fun? I hope you're having at least some fun out of watching the game. You know, it's actually funny thinking about it, because I know a lot of folks don't like my opinion on Sonic Advance 3. How I don't like that, like, you need to hyper-focus on the team gimmick in order to make a lot of the levels at least tolerable to fun. Lost World kind of has the same thing, is that these levels suck ass, and the parkour gimmick kind of saves it a little bit. But because Lost World is bad, then there's no defending it. And because the team mechanic is way cooler of an idea than the parkour is, even though the parkour is really cool. Has become a short epilepsy warning, guys. Okay. I don't need the peanut gallery to tell me how to do my job, please, and thank you. Because you know you have a problem when the best levels in the game are these, the rail levels, which barely have anything to do with Lost World. I don't know if I'd call these levels good. They're just better than the rest of what you play. Because you don't have to engage with, like, majority of what makes Sonic Lost World Sonic Lost World. Thanks for the lurk, DonOBeastson. Oh, I also forgot to split again. I'm so goddamn used to... Oh, nice. Oh, I was busy pressing the button to split. I'm so used to the auto splitter in PO6. But this game doesn't have one. The only interesting thing about the rail grinding in this game is using, like, the jump and double jump to maintain your speed. I don't really think there's much more to it than that. And just because it's more involved doesn't mean it's good. Because I know some folks got really upset when I said that I think SA2 has some of the worst rail grinding. Not necessarily, like, in that it's, like, bad, but I absolutely prefer the way that the modern games, like, okay, not modern, but, like, Unleashed and Generations do rail grinding compared to SA2. Specifically, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, because I hear that the rail grinding is godly in Dreamcast SA2, and that they messed it up for Battle. Which is the only time that it's ever been important for me to make that distinction. The music in this game is really good, yeah. Yeah, I gotta get a Dreamcast to check. I did ask Ajax, because he did Metal Harbor and he compared the Dreamcast version, but he said in Metal Harbor there really isn't anything to, there isn't a whole lot of rail grinding, so he didn't really notice a difference. See, like that was, like, kind of cool, using the high speed rail to get a little bit of extra speed using the jump and, double jump. I think Shadow 05's rail grinding is the best rail grinding in the series because it's the best mix of what they were trying to do in Heroes and SA2 versus, like, the more automation. It has a bit of the freedom of SA2 and Hero... I should say it balances the freedom of SA2 and Heroes' rail grinding while having the reliability of the boost game rail grinding. I hate this level. I strongly dislike this level, and I'm gonna be saying that for a couple levels coming up. This level is so bad. This was the level, like, the first week or two I was learning this game, I actually rage quit my session on this level. I just, oh my god. Terrible. It's also better to take the far one of that balloon here, because it leads you to this planet with rings, and you just have to wait for this rocket to show up. If you take the other one to the other planet has a bunch of egg pawns, but egg pawns need to be defeated in this game by doing a kick and then homing attacking them, which is really cool and awesome. You can kick them, like, into multiple enemies, so, like, if you line them up well, but obviously it's faster to not have to do that and just wait for the rocket to appear. Whew. It's super sensitive to left or right. That's nothing that you can't learn, though. So I don't really think that's, like, much of a difference. In my opinion, I think rail leaning is made out to be, like, a cooler mechanic than it actually is. I don't really think it adds too much. In fact, there's a really popular mod for, like, better rail grinding, and I believe it removes the leaning entirely. Or at least makes it to where the leaning is not disadvantageous, it's only advantageous. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. Crouching is way more interesting than the lean. Oh, wild card Messiah. Alright, boss time. This boss is super goofy, and I might die to him because it feels random whether or not the homing attack targets his fruit or it targets him on this second attack here. That's not gonna make it. If you don't rocket into a balloon properly, you die. It's really cool. There. Damn. It is rude. Oh my god. I literally don't know what makes the homing attack target him versus his fruit. I don't get it. Also, this is one of the few bosses that take 3 hits no matter what. If anything, there's a little bit of novelty in that there's a 3D drill and a 3D rocket in this game. That, as far as I remember, are exclusively 2D in like every other Sonic game. Alright. At the very least, we get to go from a level that absolutely blows to a level that's kind of cool. Pun entirely intended. So, if you remember, I talked about how the spin dash can kind of put you into weird states on collision. We're going to be utilizing that here. So normally what you do in this level is you go all the way down the pill bottle, and then you like go up to another layer, and then you go all the way back, and then you go up to another layer, and then you get to the very top. But because of the spin dash, we're able to spin dash on that wall and get a jump and go straight to the top, and we're going to be doing that a second time. The unfortunate thing is it means the only part of actual gameplay we do in this level is a cloud section. But at least there's like a little bit of coolness that you can do with the spin dash there. So that's nice. If you wanted to, you can also do the 1-frame spin dash state thing. After taking a hit, like from those guys, if you wanted to. I think that's pretty cool. It feels like a very Sonic-y skip, for sure. Oh. Alright, so we're gonna be doing it. We're not doing the same thing again. This is just a jump up here. And then we use the parkour to get to the end of the stage. And that's Frozen 1. Alright, I'm seeing 1658 should be good. 1 half decent use? I don't think it's half decent. I think that's a cool application of the parkour. There's something we can do similarly in Silent Forest 1 to that, but I don't know how to do it. That's something I want to learn by the end of the week, is that skip in Silent Forest 1, because the part it skips is really annoying. I'm gonna have to look at the AGDQ run again to see how to do it. The snowball level sucks, yeah. Made a little bit nicer that there's actually some hidden automation in this. You hit these guys. Frozen Factory is probably the world that stays the most consistent with the theme of, like, cold, which is kind of funny. Cold. True, Philip. Also, if you stand on that while the platform's in the air, you get crushed and die. It's pretty sick. Which makes sense, but doesn't mean it doesn't suck. Oh, I'm alive. Nice. I definitely go for the slowest smooth, smoothest fast approach on some of these platforms, like this one. Never play Lost World? Good, I don't recommend it. Least of all things, the music in Lost World's pretty good. Pretty varied, too. So, funny thing about this boss fight is you can't get hurt. I'm pretty sure you can't get hurt. So, like, the only way you could lose this boss fight is if you time over, or I guess if your power goes out or something. Comes with an error. Either your PC's not strong enough, or your mod order is messed up. Your load order. I can't really do troubleshooting in Twitch chat, though. So, you might have to join the Lost Legacy server and ask them there. 99% of the time, it's a load order problem. You don't have the mods in the correct order. Okay. I'm probably gonna mess up this last formation here. Oh. Oh. Yo, what's up, Cosmic? Mario Galaxy? Haven't heard that one yet. There's one mod missing? Well, that might be why you're getting the error. Alright, this level can either be, like, fine or annoying, depending on if the pinball is nice to you. Oh my god. Sometimes the pinball can be just mean. Frontiers was not the first Sonic game to do a pinball challenge. I wouldn't say suddenly casino, because there were casino elements in the previous level. So it's not suddenly casino. But it's like, did you want to go through another ice level? That's why it's... I don't understand I personally don't understand the criticism of like, well, these levels aren't actually themed after their thing. It's like, did you want to go through 4 desert levels again in another video game? I guess maybe the answer is yes, but I certainly don't. Also, I think this is the only level that has transitions to 3D sections from 3D sections. Like black screen. Normally, if it's black screen, it's 3D to 2D. I guess this level is entirely 3D if you don't count pinball, but it's the most 3D level in the game, I guess. This level is definitely on my shit list as well. It's not as bad as, like, Tropical Coast 4, but it's not terrible. Or, it's not good. It's like I already said. It's not as bad, but it's not terrible, yes. Very profound. I was hoping to not get hit by him. I got hit by him twice. Cool. The 3D in this game is definitely more interesting than the 3D in Sonic Colors, though. I will give it that. And I like Sonic Colors, too. Because I don't even know if Colors was marketed as a 3D Sonic game, because I don't understand the criticism of, like, this Sonic game is too much 2D. It's like, if the 2D is good, then... Sonic's usually at its best when it's in 2D, so I don't really get it. I sort of get it if it was marketed as a 3D Sonic game, but the game prior to it had a lot of 2D as well, so I don't know. It's just one of those things that somebody said it a long time ago in a game review that a lot of people watched, I guess, and it just kind of stuck as the criticism of Colors. Oh no, too much good 2D, how terrible. Sonic Colors doesn't really wish it was 3D, it's very much a 2D game. 3D spectacle sections. It is Frozen Factory. There were factory elements in part 1 as well. This section's a pretty cool climb here, utilizing the 2D parkour. Oh, whoops. Go up this wall. I intentionally took that damage boost there, by the way. Wasn't a mistake. I don't know if you could not take damage there, actually. But it doesn't really matter. You get showered with rings right here. Yeah, dude, I'm a Lost World pro. I'm gonna be like... Probably by the end of the week, I'll be like 10th on the leaderboards or something. If even, I'll probably be lower than that. I wouldn't be surprised if I am the person in the world that's played the most Lost World in 2025. But then again, there are a lot of people, you know, on the planet, so maybe not. Insert laugh track for Amazon. I should have put a laugh track on screen and just had it play every time someone made a Mario Galaxy or this game sucks joke. It's like, don't worry, I know. I do have 0 rings. Not anymore. What's up, Esther? This is the new stream schedule. Every day, 4 p.m. CST. Oh, I guess I probably should have said that at the beginning of this, is that I have a new stream schedule. I stream every Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. CST now. Which is 8 hours after the old start time. You can check the time zone converter in the description of the video, or wherever it is. Oh, I'm gonna hit this. What? Alright. Flowers hurt. There we go. That's what I meant to do. Oh, it was 7? I was close. So, the skip I was talking about is this skip here. You can do a spin dash on the tree. I need to look at the run again and see what it is, because these spiders are more annoying than the initial spiders. In that they, like, spin around and you can't attack them, so you have to wait for them to be done. You can get 2 at once if they're close enough, but if you don't, well, then you're waiting every time. Nah, sometimes Amazon has heaters. He's just been saying the same joke for the last month. Oh, I forgot to split after Frozen. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm not having a bad time. Remember, I practiced this game to now I'm at, like, the... I'm at the, like, this is the thing that I do mindset. I don't like this level because trying to go fast in this is hard. And I am not good at video games. Not like these early sections, they're mostly okay. It's the section where the owl is looking at you and you can get caught and stuff. This is also we're going to be seeing, I mentioned at the very beginning that when you spin dash off of ledges, if you can like jump whenever. This is when that starts prominently getting used. You're going to see it a lot throughout this world and the rest of the game. Yeah, there is a skip in Skyroad 4 you could do with the Rhythm Whisk. I did not learn it, though. Like, skips a fall section. I get hit by that. Yo, what's up, Distorted Chicken? Been in for a little while. How you been? I've been well, man. I'm currently showcasing the Sonic Lost World speedrun I've been learning for the last month or so. Alright, here we go. Alright, look up. Jumping on that loop there is critical, because you can just sneak under the light. Oh, I'm gonna get caught here. Oh, maybe not. Oh my god. I'm gonna wait here. I normally don't wait there, but I wanted to kind of guarantee the checkpoint. I have spent actual hours in this level, just constantly getting caught and trying to figure out how to navigate around this thing. Because it's an insta-kill if you get detected. Which, of course, is not used in the Sonic Rush boss fight here now with it. I'm kind of surprised by the Sonic representation in AGDQ 2020. Can I hit this fucking thing? It's so wonky and unpredictable, at least for a noob like me, when you can target those and when you can't. What's up, SDH? But yeah, for AGDQ 2026, we've got Sonic Adventure Sonic Story by Witherman, like, guaranteed in it. And then the other 2 bits of Sonic representation are Brandino getting Sonic Generations 3DS in, but it's a backup game. And then Kirby Master has Sonic Rush in, but that's also a backup game. So there's only one guaranteed Sonic game.
We're all doomed anyway.
Has Wither been trying to get Sonic Story in for a while? I don't remember the last time it was ran. I think it was the 6-way relay. Was the last time? Oh wow, yeah. Did they just submit like a speedrun PB, or did they make like a whole submission video for it? Yeah, it's Sonic Rep. Because Sonic Adventure's in. I was supposed to go the other way. I wouldn't call this fun ice physics. Because you can't use the spin dash, the most fun move in the game, on this, and you lose your double jump. What's up, Pariah? How's it going, man? So I had a sub goal for my previous subathon to learn a new Sonic speedrun, and it was a subscriber vote, and they chose this. I can't deny that this was also a small test of putting my money where my mouth is. Oh, I hit the laser there. Of putting my money where my mouth is on the video I made about how Sonic games eventually become good. And I think it applies to this game. Even though I still don't like it, like, I see the seeds of it. And I do not recommend putting in any amount of time to try to learn to get good at this game. Unless you really liked it to begin with. Wow, cool. I guess that's new information for me, that Sonic can't target springs off of ice. Whoa, that was a weird camera. It really does, yeah. This game, I went on a little rant, so I'll do a truncated rant here, but this game is definitely the start of Sonic games not really having its moves flow into each other. It's like, alright, now you're parkouring, now you're spin dashing, now you're jumping and double jumping. Like, nothing in this game, it just feels like you're doing different actions, you're not actually flowing the actions in between each other. Yeah, clunky is a good thing for it. Speaking of clunky, this level, oh boy. And you know what the best part about that is, Brian, is the spin dash is the best move in the game. So this level is kind of cool in a way in that it has hidden routes like that one. There's also this really random thing you can do that I've only done there and have no clue how to activate, where Sonic does that little push off the wall to, like, push himself forward. Also, this is a good example of the spin dash coyote jump there. Legitimately neat tech, I think. Use it a lot in this level, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this game is Hedgehog Engine 1, though. Like, I know what kind of games you're talking about. Because Hedgehog Engine 1 is better used as a description of the game era and not what it actually is. I want to say this game's almost like Sonic Colors in that it uses like a Hedgehog Engine 1.5. Resident Evil 4 OG, I played for the first time in June of 2025. I actually just made a video about it that you can find on my main channel. It is one of my favorite games of all time now. I just finished playing the remake over the weekend, and I liked it. Really hard for me. I played on standard, and I got my ass kicked still. Oh, interesting. One thing I'm really disappointed in with RE4 Remake is to get the really fun, cool... Oh, okay. I won't spoil anything for you then. It's on sale right now. You can get the gold edition for Separate Ways for 30 bucks, which I would say, for me, like, it was definitely worth it. Separate Ways is significantly better than it is in OG RE4, and honestly, I felt that I was, like, too hard on OG Separate Ways when I first played it. OG Separate Ways is actually pretty good, but, Separate Ways in the remake is really awesome. It's almost like buying, like, a second mini RE4. The fact that you can get both OG RE4 and its remake for $35 is insane, especially considering that RE4 has the HD project. My favorite Wii U game? I don't even know. I guess Smash 4. Smash 4 was the only Smash Bros. Game I went somewhat competitive in. This is the damage boost room. I just take a bunch of damage, and here's what I was talking about with Hidden Springs. Also, for some reason, Sonic just doesn't run during that transition. I don't know why. It doesn't matter what you're doing. See, I also came out of my first playthrough of Separate Ways also not liking it. When I played it again for the RE4 video, I actually really ended up liking it. Not as much as the main game, of course, because you don't get to upgrade your weapons. They come preset and stuff. But I think it was still pretty good, and I definitely play it again. Definitely not a Simon Ada, though. Simon Ada is cheeks. It's more fun than I remember, but I'm not going to go out of my way to ever play it again. Yeah, I want to say that Sky Road is probably... Oh, Jesus Christ! He punked me! He pummeled me across the sky. I've never seen that. Just finished OG3. Yo, I hear a lot of good things about OG3. So I hope you had a good time. Predicted the world order in this game dead on. Well, you look at any Mario game, yeah. It's literally just new Super Mario Bros. Except, I guess, World 6, I think, in... I don't remember if the DS one... I know the Wii one had, like... World 6 was Rock World, but... Oh, awesome. I only ever plan on playing RE4 and RE4 Remake. I guess I guess I could say it, it's not too much of a spoiler, is that the only thing I'm sad about with RE4 Remake is that, well, for me, not having played a modern over-the-shoulder shooter ever, the game was really hard for me, and a lot of the really fun stuff is locked behind, like, beating the hardest difficulty in under 5.5 hours. And, I don't know. It just kind of stinks that, like, if I want that stuff, I have to, like, go Giga mode and, like, watch a whole YouTube guide on how to even have a fighting chance of doing it. Because that game, like, especially on the hardest difficulty, that shit is tough. I have yet to do a second run through of RE4 though. RE4 remake, I should say. Oh. Spin dash got cut off there. Yeah, you can just use the Eagle Wisp here. You don't have to... I think this is the Eagle Wisp only appearance outside of Desert Ruins 1, actually. Well, I think at best we're going to be getting like a 135 because I had to restart Tropical Coast 2 because of the glitch, unfortunately. Run's been, like, compared to the runs I've... Oh, nice. Compared to the runs I've done offline, this one's actually gone pretty well. Oh, we got it. I have followed zero news whatsoever for that. Is it still coming out? Also, big moves. If you die in this section here, you have to, do it again. It comes out in 2 days? Are you serious? Is it still free? Or was it ever free? Free? There's no reason not to give it a try, I guess. I was gonna do Lost World all week, but I will take an excuse to not do Lost World for a day, at the very least. Man, going from having, like, no multiplayer Sonic games to having Crossworlds and this. Wow, nice. They finally got it. Alright, this level, this music is awesome. Like, it's so good. Such a shame it's used in this game. Underrated OST? Well, that's because the game's not very good. Well, I guess that doesn't mean much because Unleashed also isn't very good. Heyo! Been a while since I've said that. Yeah, the 2D jumping is pretty rough. Oh, I actually thought there was an invisible wall there.
I will show you my full strength.
So this boss is kind of funny because normally what you have to do is you have to hit a charged homing attack on the little ball at the end of the snake here to let down a ramp and then go all the way around, but you can just do a triple bounce and just hit him at the front thing. Additionally, this boss only takes 2 hits, so it's super quick, which is nice. Kind of a cool shortcut, honestly. Something I'd like to see more in Sonic boss design in a way. Maybe a little too easy, but still very much appreciated. Oh, I also forgot to split. Yeah, I don't really know what Lost World has to do with anything in this. Because I guess they lose the Lost Hex again after this game. I don't know. Did I hit it? There we go. There's your fade. Low taper fade. I need to hit one of these. Well, this planet thing is called the Lost Hex, I guess, so. Lost Hex should have stayed lost. I specifically remember hating the red rings in this level when I 100%ed this game one time and got the double mouth Supersonic. Oh yeah, that's a fun fact, is that Supersonic has 2 mouths in this game. When you transform and look at them from the camera. They didn't even bother to animate it switching sides. Pretty cool. While this level sucks casually, it's actually kind of a nice break in the speedrun. Because of the parkour system and the run button and stuff, you're hitting like... You're holding like 3 buttons at pretty much any point in the game, so... You only have to press the one is kind of nice. Yeah, unless there are any more major mistakes. Probably looking at like a 135-ish here. I guess they needed some way to allow you to trigger the parkour and not, but I guess they could have just had Sonic have his normal running speed and then holding RT would, like, initiate the after images behind him or something. I don't know. Oh, damn it. That's fine, just hit that one. What? Oh, there we go. I guess I didn't hit him with the second one. I definitely thought I had hit him with 2. It's like the inverse of Flappy Bird, though. Because you tap to go down instead of up. Oh yeah, we are so clear on animals. Nice. So yeah, it looks like I only have to go to about 1,000 in Tropical Coast. Alright, this level's kind of neat, I guess. It has some hidden springs and stuff, and if you're legitimately speedrunning this game, you're doing a skip here with the Rhythm Wisp on the 3rd section. Well, actually, it is a rule on speedrun.com that you can do runs with, like, the bonus content, like the Wii U exclusive content, but you... Oh, Jesus. But if you do a run with the Wii U exclusive content, you have to play with the Wii U animal requirements, which is kind of neat. So, effectively, there's no reason to play the Wii U version. I can't remember if there's that spring, I guess. I don't know if it's faster to do that, or something else. My mind tells me that what I just did is faster, but it might not be. Well, the only thing the gamepad did in this game was, like, tell you hints and use Wisp. I guess, wasn't there, like, a co-op? No, there wasn't a co-op, but there was, like, special things you could do with the gamepad. I don't know. It was an afterthought, you know. Same thing folks had been doing with the Wii, too. Third-party games had been doing with the Wii. Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition looks very fun, though. Oh, I also, because I know while we were playing Remake, I had the question about, like, even though Capcom had an exclusivity deal with Nintendo, like, how, like, why were they able to release, like, Resident Evil 4 on different systems, like, not even a year after it released on GameCube? And I couldn't find much. The best source I could find is someone claims that Capcom stated that they just said they were gonna make Nintendo exclusive games for the Capcom 5, but not actually, like, there was no deal signed. I don't know how true that is, though. I also don't know why you would do that, but I guess this was also 2003, so... Yeah, they pinky promise. Yeah, I couldn't find anything official on it. Oh, I just killed myself.
All this just to reach the one city you cannot defeat. As Zor would say, how pointless.
Damn, Zavik, you really intimidated me there. My timbers are shivered, that's for sure. Gosh, I'm not used to speedruns taking this long because PO6 is like a fourth of the length. Well, if I just do a single character story, it is. Come on. Zavik just kind of be yapping, dude. I don't know. Yo, sick. This is a level I added, like, really late into my speedrun practice, so I'm not surprised it's going the way it's going right now. This way is much faster than going around, and these guys, well, they were in a good spot, but I jumped too high. Alright, and... boost sound, for some reason. Like, of all sounds to reuse, I guess it makes sense there, but there were no, like, effects or anything like that. Also, Zavik, I'm gonna get you. I'm coming for you. Alright, okay, cool. I would say I don't want to knock him into those lasers because he gets stunned by them, but it takes longer than just letting him go into his running animation here.
Don't break too easily.
Don't worry, that's been like 75% of chat at the moment. I absolutely knew what I was getting into. Oh, also, I believe this is one of the few times where we're seeing the 8 charge on the charged homing attack. We saw it earlier in Skyroad 1 with the giant caterpillars. But you have to do a fully 8 charged homing attack against Zavik there in order to win this boss fight. Which I remember the very first time I played Lost World, I didn't know. But yeah, that's why I'm only speedrunning this for a week, because the subs chose it. I don't know why, but... it's what allegedly what was wanted to see, about a month ago. Between the... because it's a hidden gem. For someone, maybe, not me. Well, see, but that's the funny part, is that I suffered off-stream, because I did all of my learning of this game off-stream. This is my first time playing it on-stream. Like, what you're not seeing is the 25 deaths in Silent Forest 2, and then me rage quitting for the day. Oh, I would go for at least 9 hours, Philip. Well, here's the real. Does the speedrun of this game make this game cooler? Yes, absolutely. Do I like the game more than I did when I started? Also, yes. Do I think the game is great, like A or S tier? Absolutely not. But it's a low B. I think that's where I had put it on the tier list when we made that too. It's definitely not worth it. Like I said, it took till about the, I want to say the 25-hour mark, because I think I said 20 hours at the beginning, and then I said 30 hours later on. So I'm going to average it and say the 25-hour mark is when it started to click, which is absolutely not worth the amount of time, but does every Sonic game eventually become good? I think the answer is still yes, based on my sample size of 1.
Oh yeah.
But the real is just go play a better game. But as I've said like 3 times, no hate to anyone that actually likes this game. Really like that video? You know, it's really funny. I get a lot of compliments about that video from other creators, specifically. Which, like, is nice. I'm glad that all, like, the other creators that have watched that video have really liked it. Because, Ajax told me, if you know who Ajax is, said that he, like, sends that to people, that video to people. Because he thinks it's a good explanation of it. I would say this is the hardest level in the game, absolutely. It asks a lot of you and has a lot of instant death, despite it just being the rail system. How bad is this game? I would say from, like, a first playthrough. Like, your first run-through of this game, my first run-through of this game was at least a D. Like, it's one of the more polished Sonic games, and I can see having some fun in some of the levels, but... Oh, shit, there's no rail there. I forgot. Well, I appreciate Pariah. I'm glad you liked it. Well, because I was finding myself just on stream saying over and over and over again, just like how I actually made a short about it recently that kind of popped off too, and that also got attention from other creators as well. There's a couple of comments on that. Is that it's just like, it's almost created its own, like, with how Sonic games are designed, at least how Sonic games are usually designed, like, it kind of, like, promotes its own skill issue toxicity, and I use toxicity very loosely. I think it's the right word, but not in the way that it's normally used in, like, internet discourse. Of just, like, folks saying a game is bad and then just being told skill issue, get better, this game is actually good, but it's true that Sonic games do get much better. In fact, it's true for most video games that the more you play it, the better you're gonna get at it, and when you're good at something, you tend to like it more than when you don't like something. But with Sonic specifically, it's just like a very stark contrast. And I don't know. I've just found it that, like, a lot of Sonic videos now, when folks make Sonic videos, they have to, like, overly explain, like, hey, this is how you get good at this part of the game. But it's also important that the first-time experience with a Sonic game is at least somewhat fun, too, which is why I think that overall Boost is the best style of Sonic, because it fulfills that speed fantasy. And where Boost fails is in the folks that play these games for, like, hundreds of hours. But, like, ultimately, I think it's the healthiest style for Sonic, because that first, second, third playthrough really fulfill that speed fantasy that Sonic markets itself to be. Especially nowadays when folks are way busier and a lot of people that grew up with these games are a lot busier. Oh yeah, Lost World explains very, very little of its mechanics. Like, very little. You literally have to keep playing in order to figure out how it works, which is not good. I think a lot of Sonic games don't have good replay value, specifically because their first-time experience is not great. Yeah, I would say that Frontiers is probably the most mechanically deep of all the Boost games, because the Boost is a glorified run button, and there are some, like, glitches you can do with it. But in terms of a more, like, standard Boost game, Shadow Gens is probably the best, and definitely the one I like the most of everything post-Generations. come on. I don't know how many times I've died here. Probably like 5 or 6. I can't lie, I'm also half paying attention. It's a good commentary, but I haven't really built the muscle memory for this level to like fully go into reading chat mode. But that's the hard part too, though, is that like I think in terms of being a business that makes money, which is kind of ultimately, especially nowadays, what Sonic games are for and what a lot of video games are for, is like Boost caters more heavily toward the noob experience versus the replaying experience. Which is detrimental, of course, because the majority of people who play these games don't play them through very many times. It's a much smaller subset of people who are playing it for hundreds of hours. Obviously. So obviously it like makes more sense that the newer games cater more toward that audience. Another great topic, like why Boost is Sonic's best gameplay style. I thought I covered it pretty well in the How Sonic Games Eventually Become Good video, but I have thought about like going more in depth with that opinion there. I think, like, Shadow Gens has a great first-time experience, though. Like, Shadow Gens, Sonic Gens. But it's super funny, the dichotomy, right? Because the folks who are talking about these games online are folks who have played the games all the time. So, it's just that perspective, but it's funny because that perspective is not what's most important to the people making these games. Which is why I think if you're a hardcore fan of Sonic, you go to the fan games. Like, you know, play new entries if it interests you and to just support the franchise in general. But, like, play the fan games because they're what you're looking for. Yeah, I think that'd be an interesting video. I've already got like 5 main channel videos lined up, so I gotta get through those first, but I'll keep it in the back of my mind.
Sonic's doing better than I expected, but I have pretty low expectations.
The thing is that especially in today's world, I have a very average Joe perspective of Sonic the Hedgehog, so I don't know. It's scary, and like I felt the same like pressure when I was making the How Sonic Games Eventually Become Good video. I was like, do I know enough about the series to have enough credibility for it, you know? But I guess there's also the case of like, if I'm scared to do it, it's probably the thing I need to do. Which is something I have adopted a lot in my career so far. And generally, the scariest things I've decided to do have ended up being the best things, so. What's the same thing Ant Dude says? I wasn't paying attention. I just really get annoyed that a lot of, like, arguments are silenced by Sonic's skill issue. Because even though you're right, it's still important to listen to what the folks who have the skill issue have to say. Because a Sonic game can be fun on all playthroughs. Except, like, the only... Like, I think a Sonic game could legitimately be amazing on every playthrough, except for, like, the 0.001% of people that have put, like, 1,000 hours into the game.
You are a waste of my time, Sonic.
Like, you obviously can't please every single person on the planet with every single playthrough of the game, but you can get pretty close, I feel. I mean, I guess it's really just a long roundabout way of saying that, like, it's just like a gatekeeping mentality. Of just being like, your opinion doesn't mean anything because you didn't play the game. Like I said, especially in my circles, I see a lot of people say that about Nathaniel Bandy's playthrough of Sonic P06. Of being like, well, he didn't count because he wasn't very good at the game. And it's like, that is still very much an important thing to have. And like, I remember when I watched Johnny, some call me Johnny, do his spotlight. Like, I think I remember specifically talking to Chaos, and he says from that video, he made Silver Tropical Jungle a little bit easier. And like, especially compared to my skill, Johnny was not very good at P06 when he played it for that video. So, that's why it annoys me, because legitimately good things, because now I think, oh fuck, I hate it when that happens. Because now I think Silver's Tropical Jungle is a better level. Because of Johnny's, opinion on it. A person that was playing the Silver release for the first time. Also, what's up, Manny? I didn't give you a proper hello. I also don't think I gave a proper hello to you, Game Ninja. Hello. Sorry, like, I don't have the big muscle memory built up for Lost World, so I do have to focus on the game quite a bit. I've also been ranting, so that doesn't help. Oh, fuck, man! This shit is deceptively difficult. Like, it looks really easy, but I have so much trouble with this. Freak like us? I would say that I don't consider myself a freak, either. I guess it's just, at least for me, it's just like more of the consistency of what I have to do, because I don't have the advantage of having started my YouTube channel in the early 2010s, that I kind of have to hyper-focus on Sonic content to break out, but... It's why I don't really like talking about Sonic stories, because I legitimately, like, not that I think you're a weirdo for caring more, like, a lot about the stories of Sonic, but I just don't care that much. Wow, perfect. 1914. Oh, I see what you mean. Well, considering you just told me exactly what you meant. Alright, so what we're looking for here, this is another point where we can charge up the homing attack to 8 times. Zavik, we also did. But, I'm looking to... The reticle is very weird on Eggman here. You can 2-cycle this boss. Oh, okay, I guess the right one just decided it was the one that wanted to get hit. I hope that was enough. It was not enough. What we want to look for to 2-cycle it is see his right eye, or I guess his left eye, our right, like glow green. So wasted some time here with an extra phase. I think Unleashed is better than Lost World. Unleash's day stage, main story day stages is better than Lost World. What's wrong with folks liking Sonic because of the story? There are absolutely folks who like this series because of the characters. I think Pariah can attest to that one. If you look at the view count on his story videos. Take the werehog over this? Well, okay. It depends on how technical we're getting. Would I play a single werehog level over all of Lost World? Yeah. Would I play all of the werehog levels over Lost World? Fuck no. I would absolutely rather play Lost World. And GG's. I believe time is after the... after I press A here. All right, 1:40:11 is our benchmark. I also think I forgot. I literally did this whole run and forgot to compare it against real time. All right, well, there we go. If you're on the YouTube, hope you enjoyed this first run. I'll make sure to make that Tropical Coast Act 1 a little snafu there. Let a bit easier on the eyes, considering how aggressive it was with that visual glitch. But on the YouTube, you'll be seeing one more of these runs from me. I'm going to be doing Lost World runs all week, and you will see the best time that I get. So, thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.